right. Well, I think I'm on. The second ever live stream. I I think maybe. Getting old, so forgetting certain things. Welcome to the Comic Novice YouTube channel. I am Brett, the Comic Novice, and I have my DCBS comic order for the month of January 2025. And it's probably one of the smaller boxes that I've had in quite some time, but I am very excited to see what is happening, what I have ordered, because I've somewhat forgot, and I've been catching up on some of my reading. A lot of backlog stuff, though, behind me in these bookshelves, but hey, you know what? Where there's a will and there's time, there's always a way. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. Comment as you see fit. I'd love to hear from you, as well as leave messages in the YouTube channel. Subscribe where if you'd like to, or if you wouldn't like to, subscribe anyway. All right, so my DCBS. I'm again, one of the things I really appreciate is just how perfectly sealed everything comes in. I'm not a paid sponsor. However, I will not turn that down. Everything is not only organized with the utmost care, but also they make sure that all the books come in order, which again, it's so hard to want to pre-order omnibuses, Epic Collections, DC Finest through Amazon, because those suckers just get all, well, let's see. Where is one of mine that, okay, here it is. Let me just get this. So this is my Miles Morales Spider-Man. I've not yet read this. I know somebody asked me in the comment section, why did I start off with the most recent Cody Ziegler Miles Morales? Again, the Comic Novice YouTube channel. I am a comic novice, and I think it is really hard to expect everybody to go from the very beginning of every single run in order to get caught up. So oftentimes the first well, what's available is what you are basically picking up. So here's again the dust jacket is pretty good. Some nicks and dings here, but that's to be expected. However, I'm not sure if it's coming up, but that is epically damaged and dinged. I thought of, and so is this one right here. Turning it back or returning it for something that is, you know, a little bit more pristine. And the reason why I didn't is, well, twofold. I had previously had a couple of bad experiences just with, oh yeah, the dust jacket is a tad bit dented. And so I'll just put that not in the correct order to put that back later. And I'll notice that because that will drive me nuts. It's currently driving me nuts because I can see it in my camera and on my screen. Yeah, so I've previously had a thing with or years ago, with the Legion of Superheroes Volume 2. Now, currently, that is one of the most sought-after volumes. I do have it. It is not in pristine condition, but I had to return it 2 or 3 times, and with damage that I got with that Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man omnibus, I was just like, you know what? This is better than what I previously had on 2 previous occurrences, so I might as well just take it. Also, I don't know. I ordered it with a couple of gift cards, so there is also that. Additionally, in my box, I have a couple of, I know I have at least one omnibus, and I think I have one or so epic collection, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I don't. I thought I'm gonna have to double check everything because I thought I was supposed to have two different DC Finest, or at least one, or an epic collection. And yeah, nope, I don't. Okay. That's, I guess, this up and coming month. Anyway, so what I have is the volume 2 of Chip Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto's Daredevil. Now, this, I believe, is the direct market cover. I got it because, pre-ordering it, the exclusive, or is this the direct market? The general cover. I think this is a general cover, possibly. Can't remember. But I know at one point in time, the extra one was, or the direct market version was about $10-15 extra. And so I was just like, you know what? Let's just go with this. It's not going to, you know, $15 is $15. That would probably be about, through Deep CBS, probably about 5 comics or so. So where do I want to put my money? In a exclusive cover, which may or may not be worth anything extra later on, or a couple extra comic books. All right. Oh man, that Miles Morales Spider-Man is in the spot that it should go into. There we go. Now I'm stuck with this until I do that. All right. And all is well in the world. So, okay. There is. So I actually was going to get a Hawkeye, The Avenging Archer, Volume 1. It's out of focus. And apparently my account is credited because they are out of stock. And it's interesting. I'm curious what anybody who watches this thinks regarding the epic collections and omnibuses or whatnot. How interested or into making sure that you have the not the Holy Grail, but those issues that are those epics or those omnibuses that are hard to come by. Are you likely to pay an extra penny for, or are you willing to just kind of wait certain things out? And then, let's see, let me get the mic because I think I bumped it a little bit. Or are you willing to just read it online, illegal download or not? I don't know. What are your thoughts about that? Because I recently went to a charity shop just before Black Friday, and I came across these two. And this has been reprinted, which is the Fantastic Four, the world's greatest comic magazine. This is issue number 1. I believe this is the second reprinting of this, possibly. I guess I could probably figure that out. No, this is actually I think this is the first one. This is the first printing of it. So I picked this up. Luckily it was buy one, get one free. And so I got this one, which is the Master Plan of Dr. Doom, which has been not been available for quite some time. And I, basically buy one, get one free for $10. So I got each of these for $5 each. And it's a fantastic price because this Master Plan of Dr. Doom is constantly being held hostage by collectors because it currently is out of print. So it's one of those interesting dilemmas that I have, where do I keep these, do I sell them, and do I pick this up? Because right here there is a slot in my case for the Fantastic Four volume number 1, which is going to be reprinted and released in March, I believe, of 2025. I think I want to have that slot filled right there. That giggity. Plus I have these right there. I'm curious if anybody's ever had any success or uh, whatnot selling epics and whatnot on eBay. What is the ease of that? What is the, would they recommend or, swipe left, as the kids would say? So, yeah, there's that right there. Um, so let me, without further ado, I guess, also, fun fact, I just threw in to ChatGPT to create a um, thumbnail image. And so you'll notice that there is lots of misspelled words and words that aren't even correct because um, I just wanted a thumbnail. I was not going to. I've reused this same thumbnail a couple times, and it's driven me nuts. So I don't know. Sorry if my laziness has impacted my YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe if you'd like to, ring the bell for notifications, and all that other fun stuff. So here is my bill of sale right there with all of my purchases for the month of January 2025. And this is kind of interesting because this is my starting my 6th year of comic collecting. All right, first we have Ultimate Spider-Man number 13. Now I'm kind of interested by this. I've started to pick this up and getting caught up, and I've heard many different opinions revolving around Ultimate Spider-Man. Some people are getting, irked by the less than action oriented stories. Maybe it will pay off. The interesting thing that I find, and maybe I'll do a video on this. I have one planned out for, first appearances and this new universe and the likeliness of these issues being worth money, or should you just trade weight and pick up the Ultimate Spider-Man omnibus many years ago or from now, which will happen because Spider-Man will generally always get an omnibus. Be interesting to see how fast they do that with Zeb Wells's run. They did it with Nick Spencer's. Now they're getting caught up on, One More Day. And then with the Hulk, you had the Immortal Hulk by not Donny Cates, Al Ewing, and then you had Donny Cates's Hulk run, which was cut short because of his personal struggles and other issues that have arisen, and they have that in deluxe slash omnibus kind of format. And so I stopped around that. The instant I saw that they had Donny Cates's Hulk in deluxe slash omnibus format, I stopped collecting the Philip Kennedy Johnson run because I was just going to wait it out and pick up the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk by Philip Kennedy Johnson when it gets all done. Now you could say, hey, doing so could make that less likely to happen. But when you see what Marvel prints all the time with their omnibuses, they do the Avengers, they do Captain America, Spider-Man, and then you see that Hulk is constantly one of those things that they are pushing out. Interestingly, Dan Slott's Fantastic Four is not one. And they do Black Panther. So again, it comes down to and then the question is do you wait out Black Panther or the Ultimate Black Panther for omnibus? Anyway, Wonder Woman issue number 4. Now this one again, Kelly Thompson and Hayden Sherman on art. And this is an interesting situation because I've heard both positive and negatives. Some people don't really like where it's going, and that doesn't really fit. And then you have others that are really into this new universe. And the question that sometimes I ask myself is, how long am I going to wait something out? Do I wait one trade? Do I wait 2 trades out? And then the other question also is should you wait the first 2 trades out? Now, if you're looking for a collector's item for first appearances or whatnot, usually you want to get early in on the issues. And then as the issues kind of start dying out, as enthusiasm starts waning, that's when, the comic ends up kind of dying. And those are the ones that, unless, is it? I do have one, which is Superman Batman, the last issue of that one from about 2008, which is the least printed issue. And so because it's more money, it's not worth, it's not a great story. There's no first appearances, but because of the print run, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Um, Justice League Unlimited issue number 3. I have yet to crack this open. I do look forward to. I always like Justice League, and again, I'm. It's such a struggle for me. When is Mark Waid's writing going to, or will it? Was he just um, overreacting with his Twitter/Blue Sky cringe from the election result, or was that a promise? I don't know. I'm really struggling to figure that out. But one of the things that would kind of make me keep on coming back to this is 3.99, I do believe. And you cannot get a Batman, Superman, or Wonder Woman mainline or absolute under with that price. And so, and I've always been a Justice League fan. So do I, hold my breath and just hope that it was, you know, overreaction or what? Well, I guess I'll have to wait and see. Detective Comics, I'm really digging what Tom Taylor's doing. I'm really hoping I'm all caught up in the series. I'm worried that we're going to get a Heartless issue where, we really get into this um, menace that is currently occurring, only to be put on hold for a couple more storylines until Tom Taylor wraps it all up just as he's getting ready to leave the book. And so again, that is a concern of mine. Superman by Joshua Williamson, I've been waiting to read kind of this whole doomsday story arc, so I have not been caught up with Superman, but I'm always $4.99 price point. I wish it was I resented the extra bonus story for $1, and now it's standard pages count for the same amount of price. So there's always that. Void Rivals, I need to get caught up on this. I do like Robert Kirkman, but again, this is one of those. It is good as it is. Do I just sell it and just wait for the omnibus or whatnot? Hard to say. Hyde Street. What the interesting thing about what got me into this Hyde Street is with news of Ivan Rice leaving DC Comics and working on this, which is more of a horror story for Image in the. Is this part of the? Yeah, this is part of the Ghost Machine one, because on the very back you have all the Ghost Machine titles. Geiger, which I'm kind of waiting out on. Red Coat, which I did one, and I'll just wait that one out. Junkyard Joe, which I got the first series, but again waiting out. Rook, I'm all in on. Hyde Street, currently I'm all in on. Rockefellers, no, and then Hornsby Halo, I don't recall what that is. So yeah. Then you have G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero. This continues on with the story arc. I love, again, Chris Mooningham. Fantastic art. Really worth the buy. I think, again, $3.99 price point. Fantastic art. Great story. So, you have to support creators and the stories that you love, especially for small publishers. Even though Image is like, number 3 publisher, I still think that you need to support that so that it will keep on going. Catwoman 72. Now, I got this, and I was after I pre-ordered all of these in hopes that it was going to get good. The first issue of Catwoman, I believe it was 70, was fantastic. 71, less than fantastic. And then there's this one. I have not read this one, but I'm fearful that it's going down the hill. So this is going to be one that I end up dropping in the near future. Unless it gets better. All right. Absolute Superman. Huh. Sadly, I will tell you, I have not read a single issue of Absolute Superman so far. I and I think I need to make a decision. I need to, either, you know, do it or get off the toilet or whatnot, because maybe I'm just throwing my weight. But again, anything for Superman, I'm just always pro Superman. Again, the hat says it all. I wish they would release more DC's finest, and also can't wait for more Triangle years for Absolute Superman. Next, Batman. We are coming close to the very end of Chip Zdarsky's, I guess you could say, for those of that again, I have not read this. I just kind of collected them all. But Chip Zdarsky's Reign of Terror on the title of Superman. So we'll see where that goes. Maybe, who knows? JSA. Again, I'm still not caught up on Jeff Johns's constantly behind schedule Justice League of Society run. And then you have this one. I've heard great things. Jeff Lemire, glad to see that, DC is getting some names back instead of having, Stephanie Phillips or Stephanie Williams, or the Conrad, what is it? The Conrad and whatever, who was on Wonder Woman for so long, which was just not good. The Ultimates. I've yet to crack one of these, the Ultimates open. I'm not sure if this is good or not. Again, I need to just finally just dive right into them and realize what's it worth, or do I just wait these out, trade wait and or omnibus wait? Because again, I believe Marvel will release most of these on omnibus forms, especially when they get all the way done. And the interesting thing would be if they decide to do these deluxe editions that DC does, and they did with Immortal Thor or Immortal Hulk, as doing these deluxe editions, which are nice, but if there's any tie-ins, they don't include any of the tie-ins. So, yeah. All right, the Justice League, not Unlimited, the Atom Project. I only picked up the first one. I don't think again, this is written by Ryan Parrott, who has done the Rogue Sun for Image Comics, but it also is co-written by John Ridley, who I kind of don't have faith in. Kid Venom. I am waiting. I'm very excited to be able to go through and do a complete review of Kid Venom and this series, because I've really enjoyed the Super Spider-Boy series. So I'm very excited to see what Kid Venom is. I was looking at some of the League of Comic Geek stuff, and here's the art. It looks like some people are not that enamored with Kid Venom. I think it was probably one of those, hey, if Spider-Boy works out, maybe this will work out too. Then you have Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum. This is the variant cover. I picked it up because I really like it. I like that Kyle Raniere is right there in all of his glory. And then there's the other ones. Just kidding. Ultimate Wolverine #1. This is the Libra Hermo cover. I got this because it just looks great. I've never seen Libra Hermo do anything other than generally not Spider-Man, Batman. And so I just was wondering how gritty this was. They didn't have the cover art when I pre-ordered it. So this is Libra Hermo's Ultimate Wolverine, again, in all its glory. Issue #3 of G.I. Joe, written by Joshua Williamson and art by Tom Riley. I don't know what to say, so I won't. Nightwing. All right, this is interesting because I think, is this Dexter Soy off this one yet? Dan Waters is writing it. Dexter Soy is on art, but again, as I did the preview for the DC solicits, they're constantly juggling these good artists that they started off each one of these DC all-in titles with, and then now are removing some of them. So again, Dexter Soy. Here is, and who knows, this page could ruin everything, but the art by Dexter Soy is fantastic. I've only read the first issue of Nightwing. I wanted to pick up the last part of Tom Taylor's Nightwing because it finally got to Heartless after, we had to introduce the Titans and the Titans Tower. Then we had to connect it to Beast World. And then we had to finally get back to everything. So, and then here is the standard cover for Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum. I'm very excited to see this. Read this. Again, what's his face? Jeremy Adams, fantastic writer. He did a great run on, or a short run, too short if you ask me, on The Flash. Now it is whoa, what is happening to my speech? Cy Spurrier's Run of Terror. And it's not actually that bad, but it's nowhere near the quality of, well, and I've only gotten 4 issues in through the DC Infinite Universe app, but it's nowhere near the quality of Jeremy Adams. But I have really loved Jeremy Adams on Green Lantern, and I'm very excited to get to read Aquaman. New Gods, issue number 2. This is by Ram V, and this one also, it already has a second printing for it, so it's going to be quite interesting. This is a mini or maxi series of 12. I got the first 3, and I think I'm just going to ride this out. Maybe just depending on how well the story is with the first 2. I need to make my decision really soon before my pre-orders are finalized within a couple of days of today, day of recording. Now we have John Ridley's Reign of Terror on Action Comics Superman as one of the Superman Superstar creatives on this. I like that the cover art is done by Gleb Melnikoff, who did a fantastic series with the Robin with Joshua Williamson. But and then the art right here does not look too bad. I've never heard of this artist before, but I just struggle with John Ridley. I find very inconsistent. World's Finest, again, Batman Superman, $3.99. Still, I mean, Mark Waid, Dan Mora, I believe. Nope, not Dan Mora. Who is this? Gutierrez. What does the art look like? All right, there is some of the art. So looks pretty good. Looks very similar to Dan Mora in some aspect, at least with the Arthur Curry right there. Very similar indeed. Here is the standard cover for the Ultimate Wolverine. Another interesting thing about this is written by Chris Condon, who is currently writing the Green Arrow for DC. He also did that Texas Blood for Image Comics, which I really liked. Ultimate Black Panther, number 12. Maybe soon to be my last one. This one struck me because this is done by Charles Soule, who did 8 Billion Genies, which I really enjoyed. I picked this one up, The Lucky Devils, but I only picked up 1 issue. I think I'm just going to read this digitally, pick this up on Comixology or whatnot. But not that it looks bad or anything, but I think I'm just, you have so many short and long boxes that eventually you're just like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, you could read them on a tablet. Even though tablet reading does suck immensely, it is, with subscription, a savings. Not a savings of quality, but a savings of wallet. Batman Superman by Philip Kennedy Johnson. This is a fantastic storyline. I wish there was a little bit more cohesiveness between what's going on in here and Detective Comics. But again, I'm all in. No DC pun intended on Philip Kennedy Johnson and Batman and Robin. Then we have Transformers. We are almost, I believe, coming close to the very end of Daniel Warren Johnson writing for the Transformers. Jorge Corona is on art. Here is maybe a page that ruins everything, but the art is fantastic. The writing so far for what I've read is fantastic. And coming up near the very end, we have Aquaman #1. Again, this is Jeremy Adams. I almost picked up multiple copies of this because I just want to support Jeremy Adams. I feel as though he was unceremoniously relieved of duty when it came to writing The Flash. And so I think going forward for DC, I'm going to fully support things that Jeremy Adams does because, quality deserves, recognition. And Jeremy Adams is quality. And last, but surely not least, for my comic haul is Absolute Batman #4. And I think this is the issue which they had a guest artist come, and I've heard some grumblings about that. Here is just some random page. It doesn't look like Nick Dragotta at all. But it does still kind of have some flares, but it definitely, the art style is immensely changed, and it's a little less grittier, at least on this page. I'm not sure because, again, just barely opened this up. That is my comic haul for January of 2023. Whoa, no, 2024. 2023. We would be doing Dawn of DC if that was happening, and we are not. We are doing All In because everything is constantly changing because of reasons. So that is all my comic haul for January of 2025. What have you read that you like? Please comment down below. Is there anything that you recommend? I love when I get people to recommend me to drop something. I've got recommendations for when I was reading Ryan North's Fantastic Four. They said just drop that sucker. I got 10 issues in, and I still had a couple more because I'd fallen behind. And it was a slog. I've heard some people really like it. I just don't think it is for me. And yeah, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Comment down below, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And until next time, I will guarantee that some of these suckers will end in the dollar section. Thanks for watching. Bye.